other things that have been popping off online is this Blue Origin.
Oh yeah,
Blue Origin space mission. Okay, the oh yeah I just heard from you is like kind of uncomfortable.
It's a little uncomfortable.
All right, so a bunch of women went up to space. I shouldn't say a bunch of women. That's terrible.
So an all-women astronaut crew.
Yes.
Right, an all-women crew on this Blue Origin spaceflight.
Yeah, and on it was actually some pretty prominent females in various fields.
Yeah.
Gayle King was on there. Katy Perry. But actually,
Amanda Wynn.
Yes.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I've got a friend who actually works with Amanda really closely, and I've only heard good things about Amanda.
Right. So it was an 11-minute space flight. I think they only went to the outer atmosphere.
That's right. It was still not into when you think of like
deep
orbital.
space,
Yeah, so it was suborbital, right?
Yeah.
But it was far enough that there was no gravity.
Right.
Yeah, or there's less gravity.
Now, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this space mission.
Yeah.
Right. Olivia Munn came out. There's a lot of celebrities that came out and said this was kind of a joke. It kind of what did they say? The quote was something similar to it's set back feminism, 20, 30 years.
Yeah, man. It seems okay. So we're two guys, two men speaking about this. So I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But it does just seem like this tone deaf girl bossery. That it's like, look, well, okay, for the first thing, there have been all women spaceflight missions before.
Right.
It's not from America.
Right.
Not from the US. The Soviets already sent up.
I was going to say, yeah.
An all women crew.
Yeah.
And again, I have actually a lot of respect for Amanda, at least, because I've heard, we've got some mutuals. But it just seems really tone deaf. It just does seem like there's so much going on the ground right now. And instead of, and frankly, if they'd even gone up and they had some kind of message about something that's going on down here, at least it would feel like you're saying something.
Yeah.
But it just felt like a kind of simplistic celebration of, hey, look, we've accomplished things. We're able to do this. This is amazing. This is a dream come true.
Right.
When, just trade war. Yeah. People are starving. There's ongoing genocides and conflicts around the world.
Right.
And it did feel like a lot to view this as a celebration rather than as a distraction.
Right. So I understand the feminist argument of it's like, oh yeah, look at us, we can drive. It's like, oh yeah, look at us women, we can do this too. Like, it's dumb, right? Like I get it, it's dumb. And like Katy Perry's like promoting her world tour, and Gayle King's on. It doesn't really. It felt like a publicity stunt, right? And they're dressed in like these tight blue, like sexy outfits.
I know.
Like they're like in like like it looks like a leotard type of thing.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure about all that, but what I will say, right, is that it's like it felt like a very random assortment, of people as well, right, because like if there had even been like a public selection process, right? Like, hey, we're going to choose 11 women to sort of represent, American society and what's going on. And, they've been transparent, but it did just come off as, it felt like a reality show casting. Yeah. It's like, hey, here's a bunch of names. There's somebody who's done some real social work, and here's a pop star, and, here's somebody you've seen on media before. And it just felt like this random group of people that there was no theme and there was no consistency as to who was chosen.
Well, I feel bad talking smack about it because Amanda Wynn is like
Amanda's amazing.
She's a sexual abuse activist, and she has a lot of accolades in her own right. And if I were given the opportunity to go to space for 11 minutes, I think I would take it. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't think of like the social repercussions of me going to space. So I feel like a lot of these women didn't know the backlash they would face for it. Yeah. But you're right. It does look like they just took an 11-minute ride in like Bezos's space Cadillac.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And I think that, frankly, if this happened 3 or 4 years ago, it would have been different. But there's so much going on on the ground right now. And to
dress like Charlie's Angels in blue.
Yeah. And to go celebrate.
Yeah.
You know what? I it kind of feels like the problem is there's a lot of people down here. Like even there's this literal metaphor of you're up there and we're down here.
Yeah.
And people down here right now are not in a celebrating mood.
Yeah.
So I think to have this very public like celebration and hey, we made it when most people are not feeling like that.
Yeah.
Just you know what it felt like? You remember in the beginning of the pandemic when there's celebrities singing, like Beatles songs, and saying, "Hey, we're gonna, like we'll get through this together, guys." And it's like, dude,
it seemed very tone deaf.
Don't know, whatever together, whoever we are.
Yeah,
I don't know if you and I are part of the same we.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're like quarantined in your $10 million mansion.
Exactly. And we're lining up for toilet paper.
Yeah, exactly.
So, shout outs to Amanda Wynn. Support your movement, absolutely. But this was not the best thing.
Yeah.